They have monarchies in almost all the European countries. Oh, that's normal. Oh, that's royalty. And a member of the royal family can go on a honeymoon that can build 10,000 schools in Africa. That's normal. But an African who is a monarch say, oh, this is the same to Africa. He's an absolute monarch. Whatever he says is bad. Even buying a plane is bad. He shouldn't do that. And they spend 4 billion or more than 4 billion pounds on celebrations. And our African president spends $2 million for his birthday, and it was headline news because they created the psyche, created their mouthpiece, the Western news media, to propagate their ideology that we Africans must listen to them, and this is unacceptable. So, coming back to a question as to whether other Africans should follow suit, I think it is in our best interest to follow what benefits us. If you follow something that is always keeping you backwards, I don't think you are being intelligent or doing service to people to follow. Colonialism or neo-colonialism in any form should be kicked out of Africa. That's my belief, because it's not bringing us anything but disgrace, but humiliation and insult. None of those countries that are talking about African democracy, human rights, lack of it in Africa, still poor Africans have to scrape their pockets to pay for the visa. When during the time of the vampire called the empire, when people like him were younger and they used to look up to the empire day, they told us that we are all British, but you are colonial subjects. Do you understand? There were no visas for Gambians to go anywhere. Yes. After independence, they say, oh, now visa. And the visa is not free, you pay. Now, who was giving them visas when they were coming to Africa and they were hungry? So if you have a relationship where you are all the time feeding me, I will say, hey, you are my best friend. And when I have more than enough and you don't have, I tell you, oh, you cannot come to my home without calling me. Is that fair? Are we genuine friends? No. Africa's relationship with the West has been Africa losing and the West gaining, and that will continue as long as we do not take a stand. And for me, the Gambia, we are not going to follow anybody but our religion, our culture, and our people. I'm a servant of the people of the Gambia.
So that would be with the Commonwealth. But your critics, Mr. President, will come back to say, why just the Commonwealth, which probably does not have didn't come with any economic benefits at all, but probably you are part to other organizations that probably the Gambia would rely on in terms of economic advancement. So do we see this as a beginning of the Gambia or Africa standing on its own feet without Western help of any kind?
Look, let me not be misconstrued. What I said is very clear. Any institution of a neo-colonialist and colonialist nature. Okay? I am not saying Gambia. What I said is very clear. We will not support any institution, we will not be a member of an institution that is neo-colonialist. So, that doesn't mean I'm anti any international organization. No, I didn't say that. What we said, and the reason why we left is that the Commonwealth is a neo-colonialist institution, and also is the only institution where the leadership is not subject to elections, and the leadership is not subject to change, and you cannot even question it. So what type of democracy are we talking about? The UN, we have the Secretary General changing every number of years. The AU the same, the OIC the same. Why not the Commonwealth? Do you understand? Where one is the supreme life leader.
Do you think the British will say you're only just getting at the British?
Oh, so if the British think that they own the Commonwealth, that is a good reason for us to leave. Why would they think that they own the Commonwealth?
And in terms of other institutions, now that we have made that clear, we've got the ICC, which is led by the formidable, great woman that is a former member of your cabinet. What are your views on an institution like that, which has had a lot of backlash from many Africans, including some African governments? And I would like to know your views as an organization that is led by one of your own.
You see, the ICC, just like any other institution like the Commonwealth, Africans are fond of jumping into institutions, become membership, ratified, and then read the text. After you have ratified, you have become a member, you ratified, and then you read the text and say, oh, what have I got myself into? I warned my colleagues then that we must be very careful jumping into one bandwagon after the other. From globalization, we jump into it without even finding out we jump into every bus without knowing the destination. And then when they stop in hell and say all Africans drop, say, oh, why Africans, why are we here? You understand? We have accepted everything created by the West without even questioning. Now, just recently, there was this arms trade treaty that is detrimental for Africa. Because what it's saying, all these countries that are pushing Africans to be members and ratify, they are all nuclear armed countries. And they still hate Africa, they are racist, and they are eyeing our resources. And then you tell Africans to join an institution that say, oh, Africans cannot buy arms. Do you understand? But coming back to the ICC, now in every institution, there is what is good about it and what is bad about it. But I'm not also speaking as an African, as a Gambian, and as a Muslim. But more importantly, I'm speaking as an African.